Hello guys, welcome back. So till now what we spoke about is we created forms, we created some basic test case and then we created a test base. Okay, so in this video I'll talk about how can we read the data from properties file. For example, in the earlier videos what we did is we have hard coded this browser as Chrome, we have hard coded this URL, right? So in this video I'll show you how we can read this from properties file. Okay, before that, if you are very new to properties file, let me explain why do we need to keep URL and whatever browser or credentials. We can use your username password or some settings. Okay, could be any settings. So why should we keep them into properties file, or in short we will call it as a parameterization. Why should we parameterize these things? Let us take a very simple example of URL. So when you are developing this test automation suite, you might be developing it, let's say, on QA region. Okay, so your URL, let's suppose your URL could be something like qa dot your app name dot com, let's say. Okay, let's assume your URL is something like that. Okay, when you have developed your application in QA region, now you are referring this particular URL in many places in your application, right? In your test cases, let's say once you have done with your test case creation, someone asks you to create execute these test cases on staging region. Okay, so in order to execute it on staging region will be having some different URL, for example stg.appname.com, right? So this time wherever you have referred this particular URL, you might need to change or replace it with this new URL for staging region, right? Let's say tomorrow again someone asks you to execute the same test cases on UAT region on the URL called as uat.appname.com, right? Again you have a task to replace the URL, right? So this is tedious task and we are not supposed to hard code this particular data, right? So what we will do is we will put this URL into properties file, and wherever it is required we will read it from properties file. Same is for browser, right? So today someone asked me to execute it on Chrome browser, tomorrow Firefox or something like that, right? So for browser there could be different possibilities. For example, I may put browser in properties file, I may put them into properties file, like how we are going to do it now, or in my next framework, in advanced level framework. After this, what we are going to see is how can we pass the browser name from pom.xml. Ultimately, we will be getting it from Jenkins, right? Or in some cases, you might be reading this browser name from testengine.xml, right? So it all depends on purpose to purpose, how you want it in your framework, what are your business requirement, how you are going to execute it, right? So at a very basic level we are going to create it in properties file. In the next level, in the next framework, we are going to read it directly from Jenkins. So when we pass it from Jenkins, ultimately it will go to pom.xml, then it will go to testengine.xml, and then it will go to uh, your actual test case, right? So this flow will happen. How that flow happens, we will learn that in our next advanced level framework. But for now, we should be clear why we need this data in properties file. Okay, so we call it as a parameterization. So I hope we are clear now, and let's proceed further with creating properties file. So as I said, we are going to put all this data into properties file. So what is properties file? Properties file is a simple text file. Okay, so let us create one simple text file, and we are going to create it under, sorry, we are going to create it under something called as source test resources. Here I'll create it. So what I'll do is I will right click on source test resources. I will go to new, and this time I don't want to create a class, I want to create a file. So I will select file and I will give the name as config for configurations. Okay, this could be any name, and then extension should be properties. Extension should be properties, and now this is my config.properties file. So the very first thing what I want to put is I want to put what kind of browser I am using. So my browser is, let's say, Chrome. Great. What kind of URL I have? My URL is whatever I have in my test base. I'm hard coding in test base, right? So I will pass this complete URL into here properties file. And later on, if so, almost all the applications will have some username and some password, right? But in my case, I this particular application do not have any username and password. In the next framework, what we are going to create, again we'll have username, password, then we'll be doing email verification, and we will be doing DB validation. So in that particular case, we will put the credentials of email validation, credentials for DB, server name for DB. So all those details we are going to keep in the config file. Okay, for now we just have browser and URL. Fine, I have saved this. Now, how to read, how to get this data? When I say browser, I should get it as a Chrome. How to read it? Okay, so to read, we should create some common method, right? And I'm going to create that under reusable components. Right, we created this particular package for reusable components. So one of the reusable component is read the data from properties file. Let me create one class. Let me name it as properties operation. You can give any meaningful name. Okay, properties operations. Okay, great. And under this properties operations, I'm going to create one method which is going to read the data, and the method name is going to be public get property value by key. Let's say could be any meaningful name. Okay, depends on person to person how you are going to name it. Okay, so this particular method is going to return me value based on what key I am passing. So whenever I call this method, I should pass the key. For example, I will pass the key as a browser, then I should get the value as Chrome. When I pass the key as URL, I should get the value as this particular URL, right? So in short, point to tell here is whenever I call this particular method, I should supply key. What key I want? String. I will say it as a key. Okay, so that I'll pass the key and I should get the value. This key is not a standard name, it is just something relevant. Okay, now what's my overall aim is to read the data from properties file. But before I read the data from properties file, I should load it, right? So my step one is going to be load data in properties file. Load data from properties file. Load data from properties file, and once the data is loaded into properties file, then my second step is read data. Okay, so it is divided basically into two parts. So because before I read the data, I should load it into the memory, right? Then only I will be able to read it. So let us work on step one. Now to load the data from properties file, what should I know? I should know where is the file location, right? Where my file is located. So let's say my file is located into string, I will say file path, or I'll say something like property prop file path is equal to, now it is present under where it is here, source test resources and config.properties. So if you see, if I right click on config.properties and if I take this complete location, this will work in current case. In current situation it will work because in my machine I have the username, I have the paths like under users, then Lenovo, then Eclipse workspace training and all. Okay, so this particular path is specific to my machine. But if I want this particular things to work on everyone's machine, what should I do is, first I should find out the path of my particular project, then within the project path will remain same, right? If once I reach to the project, then I will always go to source test resources, and within that I will go to config.properties, right? That is known path. But unknown path is where is the project location within your project. In my case it is at this location. When it will get copies into Jenkins directory, that will be somewhere else. When someone pulls it, that will be something else, right? So we should not hard code it directly. Rather, what we should do is we should parameterize it again. Now how to get the project directory? Okay, so to get the project directory, we have something like system class dot get property. Okay, and my property is going to be user dot dir, that is get the current directory, get the current project directory. So I will get the path till this particular location, and then what I want is I want to go to source src, then I want to go to test, then I want to go to resources, then I want to go to config.properties. Right, that's it. So now I have got the complete location of my file. Great, I have got the file path. Once I got the file path, since this is file, right, I should create the object of file. That is very much mandatory, right? Or uh, okay, so let us create, see, I'm trying to work with properties file, right? So in order to work with properties file, we should create the object of properties file. Okay, so for example, it is coming from again Java. Okay, properties java.utils. Oh, here you see it is coming from java.utils properties. Let's say prop is equal to new properties. Okay, so I have created the object of properties file, and by using this prop object, we are going to load the data as well as we are going to read the data. How? So if I take this object prop, okay, prop dot, there is a method called as load method. Okay, and you see this load method is having two inputs. First one is input stream and second one is reader. Okay, so that means I want to get the data in the form of input stream. Okay, so I want to create some object for input stream. How? Okay, so we will create the object of file input stream. File input stream, let's say fis is equal to new file input stream, and here I can either pass the object of file or I can pass directly the string file name, and it is file path. Great, and here for loading I will pass the object of file, and it is asking me to throw some exception. Okay, so what I'll do is file not found exception. Let us add file not found exception, and here it is asking me to throw IO exception. Fine, great. So we'll handle it in some better way. For now, let it be. Okay, I'm done with loading. Now how to read? So the same object prop dot, we have some method called as get, and this particular method, if you see, if you read, return the object, return the value which specified by key is mapped. So if I pass key as this one, I should get value as this, right? So key and value pair. Okay, so I'll do prop dot get, and here I will pass my key. And where is my key? I am asking key from this particular place, so I will pass that particular key over here, and that's it. So this get method will return me a object, right? But my data is going to be in string format, so I will use some method called as toString on this. So I will get my data in string format. Now I should store that into something, right? So I'll say string value is equal to this. Right now I have got my value into this particular variable. Okay, so what I told you is when someone call this method, I should return this particular value, right, which is ultimately stored here, right? I should return it. So what I'll do is I will add return statement, return value, and I should change the return type now. Earlier my return type was void, now let me change it to string. Error is gone, right? So this should work now. Okay, and what's this error? Okay, so it is saying this is temporary variable, so I can, instead of returning value, I can directly return this particular part. You can do that, let it be. Okay, now let us do one quick validation over here. Okay, so let's say if my value is null. Okay, so what I'll do is I will say if value dot is empty, or I can handle it in some better way. Let's say I'll use something called as string utils. String utils It should be coming from Apache Common Lang 3. Yeah, string utils dot is empty, and what is that value? Okay, so what's the advantage of using this string utils is empty method? It checks for both, is it null or is it spaces. So that's the reason I have selected that. If it is empty, then what you want to do is you want to throw the exception here itself, so that you should not continue because it is null, right? If my browser value is null, I don't want to proceed. If URL is null, I don't want to proceed, right? Anyway, test is going to fail. So what I'll do is I will fail explicitly over here itself. So I'll say throw new exception, and let me pass some good message here. uh, no value, or I'll say value is not specified for key. And what is my key? My key is plus key plus in properties file. Okay, that's pretty much okay. So this is good, and it is asking me for throws declaration. Okay, great. Okay, so I think I am pretty good. So whenever I need any data from properties file, I'll call this particular method, and to call this particular method I need to create object of this particular class. Okay, now since this is very basic framework, right? So here, and because we have used this WebDriver as well as a static, what I'm going to do is I will create this method itself as a static. Anyway, even if it is basic or advanced, right, my this particular method will always call the value, right, and the value will remains same. So there is no matter whether it is static or non-static. In fact, static will be more helpful in this case. So now since this is static, I should make the prop object as also static. Okay, great. Now advantage of making it as a static, I can call this method as by using the class name, right? Now let's say I want to in test base, I don't want to pass this value as hard coded. What I want is I want to read it from properties file, and I have created a method under properties operation. It's a static method, right? So I should call it with the class name, right? So what I'll do is I will say class name, whatever class name dot get properties value, and my key is going to be browser, right? So I should get the value for my browser as a Chrome in this case. Next thing what I'll do is I will say string URL is equal to same thing basically, and I should change the key only. So let me make it as this, and let me change the key as URL. So I am expecting URL as whatever I am passing over here, right? And I'm getting some error which is throws declaration. Let it be, let us throw. Okay, we need to be more careful when we throws the exceptions, but in this framework let it be. In our next framework we will handle it more carefully. Great. And now I have not parameter, I have not hard coded browser. I'm getting it from properties file. URL I'm getting it from properties file, and I'm putting it over here. Great. Now that's it. Let us execute this particular test, and it is asking me for throws declaration again. Let it be, and let us execute. It should work based on what values I have into properties file. Okay, it is failing. Let us see why. It is saying file not found. So this particular file is not found. Okay, I have done spelling mistake over here. Resources spelling mistake I have done, right? So that should be something like this. Resources.